Welcome to the Gratefully Yours Wine Podcast. I'm Jim Campanini, host of the show, and this is my co-partner and co-host,
Good morning.
Mike Pigeon, the wine butler.
Ready to go for another 9 o'clock in the morning glass of wine.
Yes. This InsideLowell podcast is coming to you from WellPoint Studios. Unicare is now WellPoint. New name, same commitment to Massachusetts. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. Very good. Now, Mike, the wine steward ran in the Belmont Stakes over the weekend, okay? And we both put a little change on it, right?
How can you pass up the wine steward?
Yeah, but you know what? Is a wine steward higher than a wine butler?
Oh, no comparison.
No
Way up
comparison.
there.
That's what I figured.
You'd have to be a wine butler
Yeah.
for 4 or 5 different estates and people.
That's
and
right.
to be
If it was the wine butler, that horse would have won.
I
If
think
it
he
came to
would've-
the top of the stretch, it was fourth, and then it just hung and went backwards because no one knew the wine butler. You're right there, all the way, right to the finish
He
line.
would have worked. The steward just took it lackadaisical,
Yeah.
and he didn't pull it out, but whatever.
Yeah, and your Celtics team is up 2-0, so you're happy with that, and I'm happy, right?
Looking good right now.
Okay.
4 games. That's a long way to go.
Very good. Very good. Well, I want to begin this show just quickly, talk a little about, there's been a lot of negative reports coming out about the wine industry. Wine consumption is down, and there's an oversupply of wines throughout the world. In France, they ripped up last year acres of vines to reduce this oversupply, costing them tens of millions of dollars. In Napa Valley and Sonoma County, the Allied Wine Growers Group, one of the largest consortiums in the area, has put out the call for wine growers to rip up almost 24,000 acres of vines. You know, it's all agriculture. Wine is a commodity. And, you know, it's like, is there too many tomatoes, the price goes down, right? So you stop producing, you change to different crop. So this is cyclical. It's happened before in this country and across the globe. But something else is happening after the pandemic. The younger people aren't drinking wine at home as much. They drink it when they go outside, but they're going into this cocktail, this hard seltzers, different things. So they're concerned about that. They've ramped up marketing and all this other stuff. Some producers are like poo-pooing it, say it's cyclical, but the fascinating thing is the volume sales in dollars had increased almost a little more than 10% last year. So the wine that they are selling is premium priced. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People are jumping up, paying the $15, $20. If they go to a restaurant, they're paying $100 and stuff.
And they're not getting a better wine. They're just getting a higher price wine than
right.
what they used to get at a lower price.
Yeah.
So,
But the Gen Zers, I guess, that's the latest, and the Gen Xers, they're experimenting. The boomers like us, who grew up, who collected wine and drank wine and at the table and stuff like that, we're dying out, passing on. And so it's this younger generation that they're exploring, creating things. I mean, what do you think overall? Is the wine industry in trouble, do you think?
No, I think you hit it right on the head. That people are drinking these fancy cocktails when they go out now. A lot of women sit at the bar just like the men now, and well, they should enjoy themselves. But they're getting these pretty looking cocktails, and they're tasty.
Yeah.
I mean, when we had that martini class over at Athenian Corner with Teddy, that was the first Cosmo I had ever had. I know Mary, and it was wonderful. So, geez, I might go and have a Cosmo instead of a glass of wine.
Well, one thing I did find, you're right, because
there's other choices.
But a good bottle of wine, when people go out, it still is a dining experience type thing. You have bottle of wine or a glass of wine and stuff like that. So, but the interesting things about this article, which I saw on the Wine Advisor, was that the smart wineries are looking to build their base, go to a different group. And I found these statistics really interesting. The Wine Marketing Council said 66% of wine drinkers are white, 11% identify as black, 15% identify as Hispanic, and 5% identify as Asian. If wine sales are down, why aren't we diversifying who's drinking? And that was very interesting because the places that are doing well, Portuguese and Spanish wines, Portugal and Spanish wines, because they're good, they're inexpensive. But it also goes on to say that I didn't even realize Mexico has a wine industry.
I was surprised to see that too. Yeah.
Mexicans by culture, they're into tequila and distilled spirits, but they don't drink a lot. They really don't drink a lot of wine. But now, because that was like a hole in their industry, and the climate is still pretty good, they've started and it's taken off. And now they're selling their product. They're exporting it to the U.S. and around in the southern parts, Texas, and even Arizona, the southwestern end of the country and stuff. It's starting to get popular. People are looking for these Mexican wines because not only are they inexpensive, but they're said to be pretty good. So we got to try to get some Mexican wine if we can and taste it on the show and stuff. It's still in its infancy, but
I've never seen a section in a store with Mexican wines from Chile, Argentina. But
well, that's how new it is.
I've never Corona.
But I think I still think people who want to drink well, live great. They'll have a cocktail, but they'll drink wine, especially with the food and stuff.
With the food, that's it. With a nice dinner, wine is very nice.
Yeah. So I have a treat for you today.
Okay.
So I just received my latest allotment from Drew Bledsoe Family Wines from Walla Walla, Washington. Hall of Fame quarterback, former Hall of Fame, he's a former New England Patriots Hall of Fame quarterback. Okay, Drew Bledsoe. He's done well. He's at his winery since 2007 or 8, and he's really grown the base and everything. So I just got his Elizabeth Chardonnay. So show that cover of the Wine Spectator, the latest Wine Spectator. Mike and I get this Wine Spectator. Of course, they got tequila on the cover, which defeats the purpose of marketing wine. You got Wine Spectator, putting tequila on it, and wine sales are going down. And I could stand their point, why they're doing that, because they want to get people who have cocktails to also get the wine. But show the other one, the Whiskey Advocate.
Now that's all whiskey.
Now that's Whiskey Advocate, and this is owned by the same company, Marvin Shanken, that owns the Wine Spectator. I said to Mike, I says, you know what? The last couple of issues of Wine Spectator, they focused on cocktails and other things. They've got a section now. That tequila story should be in the Wine Advocate. It shouldn't be on the cover of Wine Spectator.
Diversify.
Well, I don't like it. So anyway, inside that Wine Spectator, they got an article on California Chardonnays. Okay. Well, I open this up and pull a glass. Turn to the page where it gives the prices of some of these Chardonnays. And this is my point with Chardonnay. It's a great wine. California makes delicious Chardonnay. It's known for its Cabernet Sauvignon. You look at the prices of the Cabernet Sauvignon. Sometimes, the 80, 90, 100, over $100, for the premium Cabernets. Not all of them. If you go outside Napa Valley, you still get some great Cabernets in different sections. Sonoma, Monterey, Lodi, Santa Barbara area. And that's where the real values are, I believe, because I think the Cabernets are just as good. So, so
Well, here we go. But are the people really interested? They should be aware of the Chardonnays that gave 95 points, 93 points, but those are all $80 to $175 a bottle.
Yeah.
So if we turn here, where they go down in points a little bit, they're still, you can't get anything under. Well, that's
well, is your wife Judy, who loves Chardonnay, is she going to pay $75 for
course
a
not,
bottle
no.
of Chardonnay? No.
Is
she very happy, like my wife, with drinking Josh at $13.99 a bottle? And,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, a 19 Crime, she likes that Chardonnay, but she used to get Bogle. Bogle has gone up in the last 2 years, like about 50% on their Chardonnays.
Yeah, yeah, and
phenomenal.
that's the point. Yeah, these Chardonnays. I mean,
And she,
how good it's, like I said, it's still a commodity. A commodity. A tomato's a tomato. Tomato's a tomato. Chardonnay is Chardonnay, and they're pushing the envelope on these prices. I know Napa Valley land is expensive, but they're making efficiencies. They're doing dry farming now. They don't even use much water anymore because of the lack of water out there. Yes, labor is important, and labor is going up, but the prices that they charge.
well, like you said, is the wine industry in trouble? No, but if they keep going up over the next 3 or 4 years with prices, people will find an alternative. I don't know what it would be, but just buy inexpensive wines, which they might not like as much, so they might stop drinking it altogether.
Now,
It's a pocketbook.
these are 𝑀𝒉𝒆 recommended California Chardonnays. Now, Marianne, she's a good writer. She covers the California. Sometimes I see some articles in Oregon and Washington State, but she knows her Chardonnays and other wines from California, the western part of the country and stuff. So here's her recommended list. And these are all based on ratings. Where they do the blind tasting stuff. They put a lot of work into it. Okay, 𝒉𝒆 Chardonnay from Carneros, which is the cool section of Sonoma. Larry Hyde and Sons 2021. It scored 97 points, $95. Ferrin Chardonnay, Sonoma Coast, 97 points, $90. HDV Chardonnay, Napa Valley. I've never heard of it. $175.
But how many people are drinking wines that rate 97 on a 100 scale? They're not. It's more 92, 93. So I disregard, I know, but I disregard them because whether it's a red or a white, I never can touch anything that's $200 a bottle or $90 a bottle.
Here's a Ramy, which I've seen before, Chardonnay, $85, good wine. Flowers, one of the best Chardonnays, $90. Okay, so it all comes down to whether you're going to spend it maybe a special occasion. My wife and I, on our anniversary, used to buy a Chateau Montelena, a couple of bottles of that on our wedding anniversary.
Why would you spend $150 for a Chardonnay for a special occasion when you could get a bottle of champagne for a special occasion for $50?
Exactly. That's a good point.
That's a special occasion. People take Chardonnay.
La Crema has a great selection. We met is it Chris McAllister? He's in there, and but the thing with California, yes, it's become a juggernaut, okay, for fine wines or good wines and stuff all throughout the world, but the pricing does not help get more people, especially younger people, to buy it. Especially if there's a lot more choices out there. So I say, where are the other places that you can get good Chardonnay, and Oregon and Washington State offer great value. So this is Drew Bledsoe's one and only premium Chardonnay. It's called Elizabeth. And I think that's named after his mother, okay, Elizabeth Chardonnay. It comes from, like I said, Walla Walla, Washington, and it's his own vineyards. He owns these vineyards and stuff. It's got a beautiful color. So, I've been a member for over 10 years, And this bottle regularly costs $50 a bottle. Because I'm a member, I get it for $40. Now you will find this bottle at the New Hampshire liquor store. They usually sell it for $45 a bottle. Okay. But you look for it when it's on sale. They put, they do their 15% specials. So they feature Washington State for a month, or Oregon, or California. I said, that's when to buy it if you want to try it and stuff. I think it's really good, very expressive.
Very grapefruity. This is the wine we should be drinking 9 in the morning because it feels like you're drinking grapefruit.
Well, it's got a lot of, it's
loaded.
So the way this is fermented, he puts it. It's 100% Chardonnay. It goes. He ages 30% in neutral French oak, and then 70% in stainless steel for 5 months. So what he does, he keeps that freshness of the grapes in it. That's why it gets more stainless steel. At the end there, he wants to get a little creamy texture in that toastiness of vanilla, but he doesn't want. Josh McDaniels is the winemaker, not the Josh McDaniels who was the coach. Okay, Josh McDaniel and Drew worked together on the tasting profile, and they want to keep that that local sourcing, the apple. The spices.
Green apple.
From Washington
It's very
State.
alive in your mouth. It's nice. It is not overly oaked. It's very good. It's zesty almost. It's alive.
Yeah.
Very alive.
Now, this is a Chardonnay that I say, some Chardonnays are so buttery and cloying. You can have 2 or 3 sips.
Not that one. Yeah.
And or one glass and then no more. I can drink this all day, the Elizabeth Chardonnay. It's a very, very nice wine. It's smooth, but it's got that, I love that.
Zesty, a little, not bubbly, just a little zest to it or something. It's
It's got 13.5% alcohol, and, it's got a lot of you were right, the green apple
and grapefruit, like it's
the outdoorsy the outdoorsy aromas and taste.
It's refreshing.
It's refreshing, yeah.
Yep. And it's alive. Yeah, it's an active wine, like it's.
And you know what? For a little upgrade, it's well worth the price. Like I pay, through my club membership, $40. And this is a nice wine that you invite people over. You have a case of it around. I buy a case for the year, keep it around the house, but it always goes, and it goes fast.
Yep.
And here's the other thing: only 703 cases are produced. So Drew's got a what they call a boutique artisanal winery. Okay, he does about now, I think, between his Oregon business and the Washington State business, maybe he's up to about 12,000, 15,000 cases of wine a year. So, they keep the focus on the wine. They're not mass producing it. They take their time. Josh McDaniels is a great winemaker. Drew's put a great team in place there and stuff. It's a great place to visit. He's got a beautiful winery and tasting room in Walla Walla, and now he has one in Oregon where he's making his Pinot Noir and several other wines. So if you want something different, look at this if you don't join the wine club. Okay, which is, Bledsoe Family Wines or Doubleback. Doubleback is his premier Cabernet Sauvignon. It's a whole totally separate entity, okay? But they're combined with the Drew. So Drew's got 2 tiers of wines, Doubleback, and then he's got the Bledsoe Family Wines.
So how would one get a hold of this if they weren't in a wine club?
Usually at the end of the season, after all the allocations are given to the members and the restaurants and other venues that have memberships with Drew, there's usually sometimes there's some left over. And the New Hampshire liquor store will get it, but it'll be late season. You'll have to look in,
Really?
August and September if they have any left over. Okay, so they will give a small allotment to different places. Yeah. So you got to look for it.
Have you been able in the past to buy it at that time of the year in New Hampshire?
Yeah, I see it. It's up. It might be on. If you look on the New Hampshire Liquor Store website, they might have a couple of bottles from last year still up there. But last time, yeah, I've seen it up there. It's right in the Chardonnay section.
Now, because it's, shall we say, surplus, would the price be a little lower than what you pay? Well, you get it as
No, they get the premium price. They usually price it at $45 a bottle. That's what I've seen it there, and. But when they do the sales and stuff, you can get it less for $40. So you get 15% off. You mix and match. You just don't have to buy a case of Bledsoe's wine. I don't think they even have that many, but you could buy a bottle or two, dollar cost average. Buy your regular Josh, which is $13.99. So your dollar cost average. You pick up a bottle or two.
It's nice to drop it that, oh, we're drinking a Drew Bledsoe wine, but it's no more than a Drew Bledsoe name. It's a great wine.
It's from a great area in America's wine industry. I mean, the Walla Walla, Eastern Walla Walla is very, very warm, but does have that elevation. And
that's very nice.
Yeah. So and I think you really love it, the texture, the taste. But you know how the main thing is, some Chardonnays, they go overboard and they lose that true expression of the grape. Apple, pear, citrusy. You got all those fine characteristics in this bottle. Okay.
Yep.
So
excellent.
So there's the 2023.
That's the Elizabeth. Yep.
Here's the new Syrah, one of Drew's unbelievable wines. He's had this for, I think, the second or third year he started his winery. This has a little Viognier, 2% Viognier in it, which adds to a little aromatics, okay, the profile. Stolen Horse is an interesting name. Drew writes a little story on his website about how he got the name. His I think it was his great-grandfather, owned a ranch, and he was accused of he found a horse that had been injured, and he brought it home to tend to it, and then someone accused him of stealing a neighbor's horse or something. He was classified as a horse thief despite all his protestations. I mean, this was in the early middle 19th century, and he got, I think they hung him.
Yeah, they say it's time to pony up.
Yeah, so he names the wine Stolen Horse in memory of his grandfather who got I guess he got dodged by the law, but I don't think there was really any law out there. It was lawlessness, So, but this is 100% Syrah. One thing about this area, Walla Walla, the Columbia Valley and stuff. I mean, they really have, great red grapes, a great environment. And Syrah is one of the best. You like Syrah, don't you?
Was your horsepower Syrah?
Yes, but that was done in a different style. So this is the 2022. And Syrah ages pretty well, okay? So 2 days ago, I opened up the 2020 Syrah. Now, these bottles cost $70 a bottle. I get them for $56 a bottle with my discount. You'll never see these bottles in the New Hampshire wine store, any wine store, because there's only 635 cases made per year, and they almost always sell out to allocation members. So Syrah is a great red. In Australia, New Zealand, they call it Shiraz, right? Okay. And even South Africa. But this is very aromatic. Give it a sniff. It's a delight. I mean, with steaks, red meat, grilled meats. Like I said, even during the wintertime, the hearty stews, the beef stews. Oh, but it's such a great great wine with a lot of different tastes. And out there in the Walla Walla and the vineyards where this comes from, and one of them is Drew's original estate, the LaFleur estate. The fruit also comes from the Flying Bee estate. He used to have a wine, Flying Bee Cabernet. Now it's the Bledsoe Family Wine Cabernet. He changed the name, and the Loess, Loess, Lowe's. So the fruit comes from three different wineries, and this is aged for 16 months in 40% new oak from French oak barrels, 40%, and then 60% neutral French oak barrels, and puncheons. And the puncheons are the big, huge.
Nice and calm.
So yeah, no, it's 14.1% alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
No,
Not as
it's just above more and a little less. It's got a calming influence on me. It's a peaceful.
and the color is a beautiful, deep purple color. You know, very nice. And this is still, believe it or not, the 2020, I'm sorry, is still young considering. This thing is going to age. It's probably in its peak right now, but it will still do well in the cellar. And I like it because it's got a nice mellow taste.
Mellow, calming. That's how it makes me feel when I drink it. Mellow, calming influence. Like, it's nice.
There's the tannins are there,
but they're
not
dry.
overly
No,
yeah.
no.
And so, but you get that little
Just enough.
on the and it ends dry. It ends dry, but it's got the nice blueberry blackberry fruit.
Bramble. Yeah. It's in
yes,
there. Yeah.
bramble and stuff. So it's unfortunate that there's not enough of it to go around, and it is in demand. So it doesn't get into the to the stores, and I haven't seen it on any restaurant wine list outside of the West Coast and stuff. But Drew had said at one time that he was negotiating to open up a tasting room in the Seaport District, and this was before COVID, and he was in negotiations with some top restaurants in the Seaport District because he didn't think it would work if he wasn't affiliated with a restaurant, which is probably a wise business decision. And the last time I did speak to Drew, which was over a year ago, he mentioned that the economic conditions have to be good, and he said he's still negotiating, but he wants a good partner and a good restaurant. Maybe Teddy, the Athenian Corner, to bring in Drew Syrah and stuff. So hope maybe that will happen eventually and stuff. The Seaport District would be a great spot for him, but these are two good wines, and you join the wine club, and you can buy as little as 12 bottles a year to keep your membership and stuff. There are different tiers and stuff like that, but you should look into it if you like wine, enjoy different wines that you could have with friends or at special occasions, and it'll really be conversation starters. So.
I don't know how many viewers go out and try these wines that we have on the show, but you're on a roll. You've got some good wines here the last few weeks that I think the viewers would like if they want to give it a chance.
Yeah.
And
well, the one thing, the first time I met Drew in 2013, I traveled out to Walla Walla. I wanted to learn about his operation, whether he was really dedicated. He wasn't a celebrity, winemaker and just slamming his name on the wine. And I learned that no, he was committed. He put like $25 million of that original contract he signed with the Patriots, the $100 million contract. He gave it to his friend Chris Figgins at the time, who has his own winery, because he wanted to get started. And Chris says, "Hey, you got to make a commitment, and
that's a commitment.
Buy the land, get the vines, hire the work." And work in the fields. And Drew's become a farmer. He'll tell you, he's just not a celebrity face. he's working. His family's working.
Yep,
His wife Maura works. You know, and so he's what does it say? Re-energized himself. This is his new career. You know, so it's not doing Tom Brady roasts. Thank God. But two good wines. I hope you get a chance to at least enjoy them. Like I said, the Elizabeth Chardonnay you can find at the New Hampshire liquor store. You'll just have to time it right. But if you go on their website, they might have a few bottles from last year. This new 2023 might not be available until later in the season. Unfortunately, the Syrah, hard to find unless you're a club member. But it's definitely worth trying and getting a bottle if you like Syrah.
I'd like that.
Anything new to add, Mike?
No, good wines all around. We got white and reds. Got them.
Yeah,
totally covered.
So next week. I think we got a little surprise because a friend on the golf course asked me, Jim, what's a good wine? You know, I like to make wine spritzers. I haven't even heard that in a while, you know. And he says, I like to put a little wine and add a little, ginger ale or,
Like a Asti, a good, or a Bellini.
You know, it is that time of year to have cooler drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have some wines that you could chill, red wines that might be good for chilling. Well, they are good for chilling. And, some sangria options, what to make your sangria with that really add some pump to the party. Okay? So we'll do that next week's show.
Okay, good.
Anything to add?
That's
Mike?
That's it. Good luck to the Celtics, and maybe we'll have a parade.
Good. Drink well, live great.
Ding, ding.